Gary, Val, Henry, Crystal, Gene Hudson sliding in with Liana into the back door. What we got here? Y'all bear with me. I've got new equipment. I'm trying to figure it out, everybody, with my new camera. I don't know where to look. It doesn't look up, look where. So yes, I don't have a touch screen, so I feel naked. Yes, I said naked. So how's everybody doing, Henry? There we go. I've got everybody put in. So yes, Penny Van, welcome. We've got another outlaw hanging out backstage, everybody. I'm like kind of excited. So what do you say, Tracy?
Hey, Grizz. First of all, the hunt go good for you?
Oh man, wait for the show tonight at 9:00. So yeah, I've got people coming on. It's gonna, I don't know where to look. So look how big my keyboard is. Look how big that is. So yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic show. I actually was working on the footage, and I burnt up my SD card reader, one of my fancy ones. So I should have been transferring the footage to the hard. I got a brand new 10 terabyte hard drive, right?
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's fantastic. I've been working on the studio all day, and Barb's like, "Where's my show promo?" I'm like, "I'm working on it. It's tomorrow's show, not right now."
Most importantly, what happened to the dolls?
I didn't take them. So, yes.
No.
I'm glad I didn't.
You changed some stuff around in your studio.
No, I did not touch those. I did not touch them. So, no, I did not. So, but I don't know where to look. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Nice to have you. So, yeah, Tracy and Alicia, I see you backstage. She's smiling. All right. So what we got going on tonight?
Hey, so we got Jimmy Ricker with Outlaw Paranormal. They're out of Tennessee, and bring him on in. We'll let him explain what he's got going on
here. We got Mr. Outlaw himself, and we have Alicia, right? Or Alicia. There we go. Welcome. Nice to have you. Introduce yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on the show.
I'll let you go first, Alicia.
Oh, no, this is your show, Jimmy. Go.
Okay. Well, I'm Jimmy with Outlaw Paranormal, and I've been investigating for over 21 years now. And it's a pleasure for being on the show with y'all tonight.
You're welcome.
Absolutely, yes.
So I'm Alicia. I'm with Paranormal Trio, but we investigate a lot with Jimmy. And we have been doing it a little over a year now.
Well, that's cool. So, I'd like to start off with what I typically start off with for both of you, or one at a time. What got you guys into, or what got you into the paranormal field? What event do you think in your life, or was there an event or anything like that had you think, man, I'm gonna join that field?
Well, actually, my great grandmother practiced in it. Then my grandmother practiced in it. My mother practiced in it, and then we was kind of raised up in an undenomination church. And you know how undenomination is. We cast out spirits and different things. So that
demons.
Yeah.
Let's get to the root. Demons.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I mean, I've been around it my whole life, and so I just thought I could investigate houses. That's what I started out doing, helping people get the demons out of their house. And it turned into what it turned into now.
Yeah. So, what about you, Alicia?
Curiosity and finding the unknown. But also when my daughter was younger, my grandmother had passed away when she was a year old. And as she got older, she would be sitting in her room playing with dolls and stuff. And she could tell me stuff that she shouldn't know. Yeah.
Fascination with dolls. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
Exactly. So, like you said, Alicia, you said you've been in this for about a year. So, Jimmy, I'm assuming that you've helped lead her, kind of as a protege, so to speak. I would think.
Well, I have, I mean, I've been with Paranormal Trio on different investigation. I can't really say I have helped them. I mean, I just told them the way I would do it. But I mean, I ain't gonna say, I don't want to say since been doing it 21 years that I'm a better investigator than what they are. Because the way I see it, none of us know better than the other ones.
Agreed.
And I think it took a lot for them to start doing it and getting out here and doing the job they doing now. I mean, they have grown a lot in a year's time. And I mean, I'm proud to be with them doing the investigations too.
No, that's awesome, and it's good that seasoned veterans, so to speak, are able to reach out, or you guys are able to hook up and go on the same thing and see the different styles of the hunt. My wife and I, we went in Iowa to the Edinburgh Manor up there, and we hunted with a different group that we never hunted with before. Man, it was eye opening for me. As stuff I'd never even seen. I'm like, oh, I never even heard. Believe it or not, this is like 3 years ago. I never heard of the Estes method, right? Oh. And we're in there. They're doing the Estes method. I'm like, what the heck's that? And then I saw it in action. I'm like, that's cool. Next time I hunt, I'm gonna have to do that. So.
So that's I have awesome. A few questions, right? So the first one is for you, ma'am.
Okay.
Was you a believer before you got into it, or did you just want to explore more and understand what was going on? I believed in it.
Yeah, I wanted to understand more to find out more about the unknown, because there's still so much you can learn. You're never going to have all the answers, I don't think. You learn something every time you go and investigate.
Right. Yeah. Now, you, Outlaw, made a statement in the beginning of the show. I know what you're referring to when you said practicing. However, I do not think the audience knows what practicing means. When you want to elaborate on that?
Let's see. Let's see. Was you, man, I talked about so much before the show.
Talking about family practicing.
Oh, okay. Yes. My grandmother and great grandmother was kind of more or less like a black witch. And the way I see it, back in the older days, you probably had a lot of people that practiced this stuff that hid in the closet and didn't let people know they was doing it. And now it started coming out more and more, and people's letting their stuff come out. You don't have to go hide in a closet from your preacher husband or preacher wife, whatever, to do it now. And it's coming out a lot more with the people. And my great grandmother, like I said, she done it. My grandmother done it. My mom does it. And we got special gifts that you can tell stuff and tell people's name that passed away in different locations.
Interesting. So what he is referring to, ladies and gentlemen, I live out in the country, and this is what people will say. Maple that lives on First Street? Go see her. Let her know that I sent you. Am I correct?
Yeah.
There we go. That's how things work, ladies and gentlemen. Poor Tracy. Look at Tracy. He's like, what?
Oh, yeah. The old country. So to Jimmy here on a question for you. You've been doing it for 20 years and you probably get asked this a lot. What is one experience that stands out in your head? Where were you that is like, hey man, this is creepy, but I'm getting great footage or I'm getting great evidence. Well, do you have anything that stands out in your mind like that?
We actually probably the one that really touched me the most, we was at Old College Hill, and we done put up all of our equipment. We was doing a walkthrough and making sure we picked up all of our equipment. And when we did, we started going in a cross spot of the hallway, and there was a guy standing there right in my face, and it was a hat man. And we was with another team. And I mean, I ain't never run from those spirits. I've usually go, if I hear something, I'm running towards it. But that night, for some reason, I was like a bowling ball, I was knocking the pins down. I was trying to get back. And I only done that about 3 or 4 different times. And that's probably the one that really got me up at Old College Hill. And then I'm actually going, if I can, I'm going to send a picture to Tracy, if he can send it over to you, and if you can post it and see what you think about this picture right here of one of the things that I have caught. And
all right, here. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Forward her over to Grizz here.
All right, here.
I'll let him look at it there and see if he sees what I'm talking about.
Give me just 1 second.
When you're on a new computer, you got to remember your password.
That's all right. I haven't sent it yet. For some reason, my computer's going like bonkers.
That's all right. I'm trying to remember my passwords now. Then I got to go through all these security processes. Like, is it really you?
Give me just 1 second here.
Now, validate it's me. Let's see here. Oh, I entered the old password. It said, well, I don't remember. Hold on. Try logging. Let's see here.
Am I showing half screen on there?
I don't know. I'm on a different screen trying to remember my password. Stand by.
All righty. Sorry, guys.
All right, now it's confirming if it's me. I remember my password, ladies and gentlemen. You know how many passwords we have to remember? It's awful. Is it me? Yes, it's me. Save your browser. All right, here we go. Now it's authenticating. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, did you send it to me?
Yes, sir.
All right, here. All right, let's see here. Let's get, all right, I got to, all right. It's CT Tracy. It's a red tone photograph.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so used to a touch screen. Wait a minute. Just a photograph, not a... Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Go back to here. Present. Share screen. Would like to record this computer. Yes. Give it to... Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot of security. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just... All right, here we go. In action. All right, we got it up.
All right. Can you see, it'd be on the right-hand side, can you see like a hand on my right shoulder and on my left shoulder?
Oh,
yes.
No way. Like somebody's standing behind you, like grabbing you. Yes, I do. Let me go to your picture and let me put the arrow on it. Right
and
there.
Look around my waist.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like something got me by the waist too.
Yep.
Did you feel that?
I kind of felt like something was on me, but I wasn't for sure because that's up at Bristol, Tennessee, up at the shrine, and everything's welcome up there.
What do you mean everything's welcome? Like welcome to enter the room?
Anything's welcome, good, bad, whatever is welcome.
Oh, shut the front door. Did you say somebody take a picture right now? Or did somebody just take a picture?
I was down at the end of the table. I was like, let's just take a picture. And so Jeff, my teammate, snapped that picture of me right there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not looking at the comments. I've got some stuff up on. But you see, let me go back to that on that screen. But you see what he's talking about?
Actually, I got there's dragons on the table, and the tail of the dragons look like that hand that's on my shoulder.
It does. Look at it.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm good. No, I will definitely pass. Did you have nightmares that night?
No. I have been in some creepy locations.
Well, I bet you have, especially if you call out demons. So, No, I'm good.
And we actually had a board that a guy had. He's in prison up in New York, and I actually ended up with his board, and it's up at that place now.
When whoa. When you say board, what kind of board are you referring to?
Ouija board.
That's what I thought you were going to
Why
say.
did you have to stutter? Did you just say Ouija?
Well, I know some platforms. Yes, that's a shrine.
Wow. Welcome, Mort, to the show. You entered Mort at the right time as we entered the gates of hell. So, yes. Yeah, we just enter a room where everything and anything's welcome. Just come to me. Yeah. No, I'm good.
It's a very unique place.
Well, I guess so. Was that like a red light bulb in the room, or did y'all alter the color or the lights of the room?
We actually had them lights, tripod lights. We
Oh,
had them
even
on
better.
each
Yeah,
side.
you're just setting the mood, right? Did you play music?
Yes, we played music.
Now, how did I know? I see. I know. I'm picking up the energy already.
And actually, I believe that night we usually carry our battery packs, and I use black tape around my battery packs to tape them on my camera stands.
Why do you use black?
Well, I don't use duct tape. I mean, the black tape's a lot easier to use. And we had the battery packs taped to our tripod, and one actually come flying off of the tripod that night.
Wow.
And you tell me something took a battery pack that was taped good and knocked it off of a tripod?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Now, did you witness any of this when this was taking place? Yeah, she muted herself. Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted because a fire truck was going by.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
all right. Did you witness any of this?
No, I wasn't there that night when that happened.
Yeah,
That was, I
the
think,
reason why you
before.
wasn't there because you probably would have been like, outlaw, this is not a good
We've
idea.
been up there before.
Oh, even better.
But I think that picture was took before we knew Jimmy.
Yes. That was when we was doing the, I believe that we had D'Angelo Williams, the football player, and Gary Burkhart up there.
Oh, no kidding.
And I believe that was taken when we was up there with him.
Now, what'd they think of it?
D'Angelo would not go into place.
Oh, really?
That was probably a good idea.
Yes. He stayed outside the whole time.
No kidding.
And he said that he don't do stuff like that. He don't care to go out watching the cameras, but he will not go into a haunted location. Gotcha.
Now, your partner's Jeff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, talk a little bit about him for a second.
Jeff, he started on the team right when we started the team up, and he's starting to pick up on a lot of stuff. And when him and I investigate together, we got so much energy that's going into places, and it's like, I think when you go in these haunted locations, if you don't have the energy, you ain't gonna have nothing happen. So me and him goes in there, and we pumped up. We work good together, and it's just like peanut butter and bread. It sticks together.
What are you playing? Hollywood Squares? You're scaring me. Get back up there.
And Jeff actually, when we first started, he didn't know a lot about the demon stuff, and I was explaining it. He's been ghost hunting, but I kind of explained it to him, and he got pinned up against a wall one night.
I wonder why.
And he said the only thing he could remember is what I told him to do, and he done it in his head, and it released him. And so
what, if you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to say, you don't have to, what'd you tell him to do?
I told him pray in Jesus' name.
Good deal. just in case something like that ever happens to anybody listening, or to, to me. I'm a firm believer in Jesus and God. So I mean,
Me too.
luckily nothing like that's happened to me so far. So even though it seems like I've talked with Grizzly and stuff, sometimes it seems like I almost call it upon myself, but I always catch it. Huh, Grizz?
And that is correct. And Outlaw will tell you that people can manifest their own things upon themselves. So, absolutely.
Now, we was down at the Thomas house one night, and Alicia was actually with us, and they was like, man, we need to pump this up a little bit. And I kind of went down and done some stuff before. I went, played some music and pumped some stuff up, got some stuff
Drinking
going.
Red Bull before you do it too.
And we went down there, and it was crazy that night. I mean, every equipment we had was going off.
No kidding.
So
what type of equipment do you guys use with your team?
We use ring pods, K2 meter, cat balls, Bulls recorders. Every once in a while, I pull out the dowsing rods. I used to be a big believer in the dowsing rods. I still am, but I don't use them as much.
Yeah. So which one's your favorite piece?
Mine probably is cat balls.
Yeah.
I really like a cat ball because it's hard to make them go off. And I like the rim pod and a lot of the other equipment. I know a lot of teams, when they'll separate, they'll carry walkie-talkies. And a walkie-talkie will set up a lot of this equipment that we use. So a cat ball, you can't make it go off unless you get some bouncing or something going on.
Exactly. What about you, Alicia? What's your favorite equipment? What type do you guys use, and which one's your favorite?
We used the cat ball and music box and SP7, tripwire lights, rim pod. But I say my favorite so far is the tripwire.
I've heard of that. I don't have one myself, but I've heard that's a pretty cool piece of equipment.
I like them. That's my favorite one. I mean, you got to be careful with them because if you turn like an overhead light on, it can make them go off.
Yes.
But I mean, so far, I think that's pretty much the only thing that can set it off. Like I can walk beside it and it's not going to go off.
So I know you've only been in it a year, but same question I gave Jimmy earlier. What's been something, have you experienced something that just really creeped you out? And what did you guys do? What was that experience?
Yeah, it was a location Jimmy had took us to.
Why does he always laugh? That
Always
makes me
Jimmy.
nervous.
And we went there one night, and me and the spirit was fussing back and forth or whatever, and I had told it I was going to put it in the corner. I was going to put it in timeout. Well, I was sitting on the ground, and next thing I know, something punched me in my shoulder and lifted me up off the ground.
Ooh, man.
And it had left a bruise. And I mean, I got out of there. I called Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy, what do I need to do? And he's like, go back in there and be firm with it. So, that's what me and the team did. But of course, it was a Jimmy location. So I haven't put spirits in timeout no more because I kind of learned my lesson that night.
Yeah. Wow.
I want to know, what did you learn?
I mean, I'd probably do it again if the time come. I mean, I can't say I wouldn't never do it.
But
at the
what
time,
happened?
I thought, what do you mean?
So you put it in timeout. Did you get a response when that happened?
That's when it punched me.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more.
No, it punched me. And I had like a fist imprint on my shoulder for a good week.
Oh. Mm-mm.
And I called Jimmy. I'm like, is something bad here?
I had people, I took people there before. It's an old jail. It's the oldest jail in Tennessee. And I have took people there, and the spirit box would call my name out like crazy up at this place. And I could walk out of there and leave and go home and leave the team there. And I said, here, you have at it. And they called me and said, hey, you go have to get back up here so we can't investigate. And said, is this calling your name? So
Yeah. Wow.
But
what do you think about that, Grizz?
I don't know where my camera is because I don't know where to look, but I'll find it. Look at that. That's what I say.
I actually took Baron Cherry from the Dukes of Hazzard, the one that played on the Dukes of Hazzard when Bo and Luke left the show. The two cousins come on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have actually took Corey up to the Greene County Jail up there, and he went in that place and loved it.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah. If something punches me or bruises me, I'm just going to say I'm leaving. I'm not gonna stay there with it. Ain't gonna lie.
The first time we went back, I was nervous, but we go back there all the time.
Yeah. No. Hey, that to each their own. You know, that's awesome that you guys went back and all that. So cryptids. I'd like to switch over just a little bit to cryptids here because Grizzly's a Bigfoot guy.
Yes.
You know, I know that you guys have attended some Bigfoot events, if I read correctly when I was doing some research on you. What, Jimmy? What to you? What do you think about cryptids? Or you can zone in on just Bigfoots if you want, or anything like that. Just curious on your thoughts.
Well, I mean, I ain't really never seen a Bigfoot, but I believe I come close to one because Jeff and myself was out actually one day looking for an unmarked grave. And the place that we was looking for, there's been like 27 murders since the 70s on this property.
Wow.
And now we was there looking for the unmarked graves, and we was walking down through there, and the ground started vibrating a little bit. And I was like, man, it felt like an earthquake. And then a rock about that big come flying towards us, and tree limbs was breaking. And something, I mean, it was the nastiest smell I ever smelled in my life. Come this like from the wood. Jeff and myself got out of there.
Wow.
But I'm a believer in that too. I mean,
What do you think about that, Grizz? You've had some experiences to an extent.
Yeah. So anytime that rocks are being thrown, right, or tree branches are being broken and rustling, so we look at the totality of the circumstances, and evidently there was something that was telling him that they should not be in that area. So probably yes.
We was in Fort Payne, Alabama one night, and we actually heard some kind of noise. I ain't never heard this noise before. And I had it on video, and I seen it to Turtle Man. Turtle Man said it actually was a Bigfoot mating call. So I was like, well, it's time to get out of here.
Well, you know, you got here on your chinny chin chin, you know, I mean, they don't discriminate. So
Nope.
So going on, thoughts on like Dogman, Mothman, other cryptids like that. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I ain't really done much on that, but I'd love to. I love to get with some people and spend some time with people and get involved in doing more with it too. Because I think, my opinion, if we doing the paranormal, we should do it all. Just to see, it could be, I'm not going to say Bigfoot ain't real, but it could be, Bigfoot could be some kind of paranormal. Mothman could be some kind of spirit or something paranormal too.
You know, if you look at the UFOs right now, right, they've been hitting the headlines and stuff, and it took 50 years, 60 years to get it to where it's more real now than what it ever has been. To me personally, that could be the thing that the Bigfoot is too. You know, it's just taken so long to finally get starting to get the attention that it deserves or needs. I think eventually all of us believe in the paranormal. All of us believe that something is out there. I think eventually we're going to find it. I think eventually somebody's actually going to get that evidence, and we'll all be amazed, like, wow, it really does exist.
I do too. I think it's just around the corner when somebody really finds it. If the people behind the desk let us find it.
I agree with that. Yeah, we actually had that conversation up in Salt Fork, Ohio. So it's very fascinating that you brought that up. Denise, for audio listeners on iHeartRadio, Google, and Apple, and everybody else that's listening to us, is asking if you're bringing up demons. Good topic. There's many people who believe autism is actually demons and have been casting them out. What do you think about this phenomenon?
Good question.
Autism. I really don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah, it is. It's a very touchy subject. So anytime we look at autistic individuals or adults, right, we really don't know what causes it. Some people think it could be medically induced by what we are inoculated with as we are younger, right? And however, we are looking at also what we intake and consume as we are younger, as we get older, because the food that we are consuming compared to our parents and grandparents does not have what is in the canned goods or the fooding process to keep it around, right? So we can have it for later. And I got to be careful on what words not to use so we don't get flagged. So if I'm talking in key words or phrases, I got to be careful. So it's just some possibility. So it's a very good question. So yeah,
that's what I was kind of scared to answer it by, because there's so much stuff out here anymore. You look at a 12-year-old kid, they don't look 12-year-old. They'll look like they're 20 years old. I mean,
right.
And stuff. So, but that's a hard.
It is. It's a very hard question, but it is something that needs to be discussed and looked at, I think. So yeah, a very good question, Niece. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, to me, that's kind of a tough one myself, because like you said, you don't want to say the wrong things either. The demon thing always kind of intrigues me. There was a person by where we lived that had believed that she had an incubus. And I don't know, Jimmy, if you've had any experience with incubus at all in any way, shape, or form.
Not really, not on that.
Well, what she had was, and she believed it, and she lived with her grandma, and a demon would come into her room at night, pull the sheets down, and would do things to her. And the one thing that I'm not a demonologist in any way, shape, or form. I actually have zero experience. I just led her to a path to somebody else that had experience, because I believe in the paranormal field. That's what we should do. You can't just leave them, right? So I got them to the people that needed to be with. But I thought, man, that would be so weird, because she would get the paralyzing sleep paralysis, and just lay there, and this thing would breathe on her. And even her grandma said that sometimes it would happen with her. So I just curious. Long story short, I was curious if you'd ever had any experience with that, the incubus type. So getting back just real quick with the cryptid thing, with the Bigfoot and aliens, do you see any correlation amongst those two? Do you think one could be the other, or the other? You know what I mean? Because cloaking effects and stuff like that.
I think it could be. I want to get out here and study. Like I said, I hadn't done much of Mothman or anything. I want to get out and study more of it, because I think Bigfoot, he's smarter than any human that's alive. And if there is a Bigfoot, he has to be like a lizard that changes colors. I mean, you see him one time and then boom, he's gone.
Yep.
But he could really still be there and just blending in with the trees and stuff, like some of the lizards and stuff that we got.
Gotcha. All right. So now we're going to go back to the fun stuff that I'm sure people want to hear about, the demons. I wanted to ask about the Ouija board. Have you ever had something that just you felt went right into another portal when you were using that Ouija board? I've never used one. I try to stay away from them, so I'm really interested in that.
Well, I mean, I had different experience. I mean, a lot of people don't like using a Ouija board. And I mean, the movie back in the early 80s, Witchboard or whatever it was called, Ouija board, movie that was out, kind of give the Ouija board a bad name. But all right, what's a K2 meter? A K2 meter is a tool that we use. Spirit box is a tool that we use. And we talk into that spirit box and try to get something to communicate with us. You'd be like, hey, can you tell us your name? And if we get a name through the spirit box, oh, we cool, we happy, we jumping around. We using that Ouija board the same thing as we using that K2 meter in that spirit box. A lot of people don't look at it that way. But I look at the Ouija board is the same thing as a K2 or spirit box.
You know, that's a great way of explaining that. I never even thought that way, because really, no matter which way you're going, you're still trying to communicate with the spirit.
Yes.
But it just seems like the bad rep, like you're saying, the Ouija board got is you're dealing with mainly demons, is what everybody seems to think. Whereas we're all out there on the spirit box thinking, hey, we got Casper the Friendly Ghost talking to us. You know, there's no way a demon could be on that doing that to us. Yes. What do you think about Ouija boards, Grizz?
So actually, yeah, he makes a very good, valid point, right? So as you talk to seasoned investigators and people that are very well acquainted with these tools, as he wants to reference them by, they say the same thing. How can you be afraid of something if you use, like they will point out to me, Grizzly, you use pendulums, right? What's the difference? It's a tool. And you use those rods that he referenced to earlier in the show, right? So it's basically a tool that you use during your investigations. So is there really a difference? However, there is, because you can conjure things up. So you have to be well versed in how to use it properly to open and close it. So there are further instructions, I will say, how to professionally use it, and not just 8-year-old and playing games on it. So there are other consequences that can entail if you don't use it correctly. Am I correct?
Well, I mean, I look at it just like when I open my spirit box up, I could bring in this same thing I do as opening that Ouija board up. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And yes, we do bring in kids, and we brought in the Girl Scouts and let them earn their night owl badges by taking them on a paranormal investigation. But I wouldn't sit here and say, hey, here, play with this Ouija board right here. Because our parents might have me back here in the backyard somewhere.
Right. So point well made. Now, the second part I have, what do you think about what you do and what people watch on TV? Demons! You got demons in your house. What do you think about that?
BS. I mean, TV is for entertainment. And Alicia can tell you, we have been places and sat there for 12 hours, not even get a cat ball go off, not even a meter, nothing going off. And these people on TV or YouTube or whatever, and they'll sit there as soon as they walk in, this stuff. Come on, people. I mean, I have seen some places like that. we went to a cemetery in Charlotte. As soon as we got out of the car, I mean, I was like, man, I ain't never seen this before. And Alicia's teammate, Brandy, and her husband was with me. And I was like, I've been doing it this long. I ain't never seen this stuff going off like that. But TV has put a hurt on a lot of stuff, not just only paranormal.
Yeah.
So
It has, because people, and I used to tell people when I go fishing, I would love to catch 9 fish in an hour. I'm sorry. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that way. You film from hours, right? And, and I've been to locations before on investigations when it's paranormal, and it's like, what time is it? Really? It's time to go? Yes. And nothing happens. So, and not every creak that you hear is a ghost. Not every sound that you hear is a ghost moving something. So, how do you deal with people that contact you and that are afraid they got something demonic in their house?
I got people calling me, texting me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Did you see this on this? I'm like, it's a bug. And I mean, and people send it to me. I'll be like, hang on, let me put it on my big screen. And I pop it up on my big screen. And I'm like, man, you can see it's just a bug fly. Because we done a podcast with Paranormal Trio last week. And we was talking about this. Night vision cameras picks up a lot of stuff.
Yep.
The best cameras I have found to do the ghost hunting is a full spectrum. It just seems like full spectrum don't pick up the bugs as much as a night vision does. So,
I've seen a Ring doorbell or something had a spider web in front of it and a spider moving around, and it looked creepy as could be. And the first time I'd ever seen it, so I sent it off to Daniel Class actually, and I asked him, I said, "Hey man, what is this?" And he said, "That's a spider on a web."
Right? Yes.
I got night owl cameras around my house. A lot of nights I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, man, I could post all kinds of pictures if I wanted to. Be like, man, look at this. I got a ghost running around outside my house here. But why fake the stuff?
Yeah, we got to be real, right? We don't want to mislead the public. We already got enough people doing that, right?
Yeah.
So, Alicia, have you used the Ouija board yet?
I have not. I don't know much about them. So I steer away from them because, I don't know about them. I've been around people that uses them. Maybe if I knew more about them, because I do feel the same way Jimmy does. When you're communicating, it's the same as using any piece of equipment. But I just don't know about it.
It's got that something linked to it that makes it more scary. There, like he said, from the movies, from all that stuff. There's just leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you go to use. You're like, nope.
It's like what if I close it wrong?
Position. Yeah, I've been in that position. I'm like, nope, ain't doing it, and just walk out of the room. But then I go in the same room with a spirit box, like you're saying, and trying to have a conversation. So, and trying to actually conjure up there, so I get it.
I feel like a spirit box, I can just hit the power button and I know I turned it off. And a Ouija board, I'm just like, did I close it right? Did I forget something?
Now, that brought up a great point. So, Jimmy, since you're around it a lot, I'm not saying you're around it more than her or anything, but you've been involved for 21 years. Attachments. Have you ever gotten an attachment?
Well, I can't really say that I have. I can't say that I have not. But there was one time that I went up there to the place that the hands on my shoulder, and I left out of there, and I was sick for over 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And my dad had to come up and feed my dogs for me. I couldn't even move. And so I finally got up, got in the shower, and I prayed, and I was good. So I don't really know if it was. I can't say it was. I can't say it wasn't.
Good, good. It's good that you don't know.
Yeah.
Now, do you actually, since then, do you do a closing prayer after investigations?
Sometimes I do, and I should do it more. And that's just like a lot of people say, do you pray before you go in? No. Why? I mean, I know some people does. I mean, different people does different things, and that's why I love investigating with different people. But I feel like if you pray before you go in, you're putting a battle shield over top of you. I'm going in to ghost hunt. I want to see the stuff. I want to feel it. So if I'm sitting here praying and like, Lord, protect me, then I believe he's going to kind of put a shield over me where I wouldn't see it.
Well, you can ask for protection, but you can say, Lord, please let me still see something. It's okay.
And it's like a lot of times when we go places, like if Paranormal Trio's with me, and I would tell the spirits, hey, you're allowed to use my energy, but nobody else's energy in the room. So if they want to pull my energy, because I know these batteries and stuff, spirits can use the energy out of it, but some of the spirits was humans once before.
Yeah.
You just said it. Some, not all, but maybe some. So yes, that's absolutely.
And so I feel like if I let them use my energy instead of these AA batteries, I might get more to respond with me.
No, I agree wholeheartedly with you on that. Batteries go dead quicker than you can even, they just lose it when you're around a lot of activity. I've had it happen a million times. I always carry 1,000 batteries with me, or chargers and all that.
And I'll be honest with you, Tracy. I don't know where to look. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. But no matter how many batteries you carry, I found that it can still drain your batteries, even when you're going out for Bigfoot or cryptids. I have batteries, 6 batteries for one camera. And I would pop one in, but okay, maybe I missed one, right? But I got an algorithm down. So when I go out on an investigation, I will double check and test my equipment and batteries. I'm just saying. So
I got a battery powered camera. I mean, candle behind me. And when did we do the podcast, Alicia?
Thursday? Last Thursday?
It's been going since last Thursday, and it's still going behind me, and the battery's good on it. But if you take it out to, like, we go to Thomas' house, I use it one night, it's dead. How's that?
Yeah, right. I've actually was watching some footage on one of the cameras. I burnt up an SD card reader before the show, and I'm still on one of my batteries from this past weekend. So yeah, and you go on in some investigations in 3 hours, it's gone. Yeah, so I don't know, right?
Now you got something else behind you there, Jimmy, other than a candle. You want to show that?
Man, you scared me when you said that. I looked. Yes. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me play. I don't have a touch screen anymore. So, yeah, I'm so used to touching things. So look at that. There we go.
This is my coffin that I actually got in here. I do have haunted items in the coffin. And let me open this lid up over here.
Why do I have a sense that you actually, like, really, you're going to pull that out on the show? I cannot believe, ladies, you actually pull right. Yeah. Annabelle, welcome to the show. Now, do you actually lay in there sometimes?
Yes, I have. And actually, this is a funny story. My grandson was here one night, and he usually sleeps with me in my bed. I woke up and I was like, where's Noah at? I couldn't find him nowhere. I was looking around, started looking. He was laying in a coffin, asleep. My grandson. But it is actually a real coffin. It was made for a person, and I ended up with it.
I can see him going to school telling that story. Where'd you sleep last night? I'll sleep in a coffin.
Yeah. You guys had to sleep in a bed. Ha ha.
And
Unbelievable.
I do have a doll over here, and Alicia can tell you I got a YouTube video of her. She would wave at you. Her eyes would go from blue to white. And
What? What did
Is
you
that
say?
the one that made Sharon cry? We was on, if this is the right doll, we was on live one night and a friend of ours just was looking at the doll and she just started bawling. Yeah, that's her.
all right, the other night her eye, this eye over here was white. It's blue now.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Here, look, where's my camera at? I don't know where the camera's at. There we go. I come prepared, ladies and gentlemen. I got holy water all over the studio.
Where did you get that doll?
I removed them from different people's houses and stuff.
Yeah.
People call me and say, "Hey, I got something I think got attachment to it."
And you run right over and grab it, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I knew it. I'll be right there. What's your address?
Don't touch it.
do you for some reason, why do I see you put a seatbelt around it?
I actually have a few of them.
Do you bind them? Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I say that, don't freak out. I'm talking, there's people are like, what? No, there's a salt and water, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, actually, before I bring them into my house, I mean, this might sound crazy, but I actually do have a talking to them before I actually bring them in. If they do get out of hand, the shrine is where I take them to.
What's a shrine?
The place that the hand was on my shoulder, that everything's welcome there.
Oh,
So-
Tracy, we're going.
And I actually took a witch's tombstone up there, and I had took a few items that I couldn't handle myself up there. So Rick got them up at the shrine now.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And
That's very interesting.
Tracy doesn't want to go. I do.
I'd go. I would. I'd go. I'd be the last one in line and the first one right next to the door, but I will go.
actually, we got the place. We fixed to do an event there next month on the 25th. So everybody keep on looking at Outlaw's page, and we will post it. And because we'll have a concert up there, and then after the concert, we go have a ghost hunt.
That'd be pretty cool. So Eastern Tennessee. Tennessee is a pretty wide state so from St. Louis, that's probably 6.5 hours, I bet.
Oh, not far from where I live.
I think it's right at 7 hours from St. Louis. Well, that's to get to Knoxville.
Gotcha. Huh. That's interesting. That might be something I talk to you about a little bit later.
Yes.
Have talked to the wife.
Come up and you can sing some songs with us.
Boy, I'd love that, man. I really would. I appreciate that. Definitely have some fun. What do you think, Grizz?
Oh, unbelievable. So where does everybody go to find you and follow you?
Well, they can look. I got my own page. It's Jimmy Ricker. Or if you want to follow the team's page, we got a page on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and I mean, I need to start doing more on YouTube. Get our YouTube channel built up. So please go follow us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Outlaw Paranormal on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and if anybody got any haunted items that they need to remove from their house, hey, give me a call.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'll never forget people were trying to do that with me. And I'm like, nah, do not send me your items. But now we know where to send them to, ladies and gentlemen, right here. So send them to him. And they will definitely take them off your hands, which is awesome. So, yeah, I'm glad to hear that. But make sure and check them out. A good group of his pleasure. Welcome, Tim, and everybody who's coming on the show. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to talk about the recount from Salt Fork, Ohio. We got some guests coming on the show. It's going to talk about what happened. And yeah, there was an incident where somebody set me on fire. And yeah, I mean, just incredible weekend. The activity was off the chart with Bigfoot. Don't get me laughing. All right. I was already embarrassed. I already woke up the whole camp at 5:00 Saturday morning. And yeah, if my tent wasn't staked, I would have been down the hill. But we're going to talk about that and other things. And I met some really good people. So Tracy, were you going to tune in for that one? Because you're going to, it's unbelievable, Tracy. Just wow.
Yeah.
My new computer's set up. I hit the wrong button. Like, what the hell? I wasn't even done talking. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, coast to coast, tonight at 9:00, we'll catch you. And Outlaw, nice to have you on the Outlaw channel, Bigfoot Outlaw. And down there at the bottom, keep rubbing that Ouija board and behave. And I cannot believe y'all crazy. I thought I was nuts. Fun on the show. So thanks, you.
Alicia.
Take care, and we'll see y'all shortly, everybody. Bye-bye.
Coming to a YouTube channel near you.